All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Wood Elves led by Charix facing off against the Warriors of Chaos, who are going to be helmed by Outer Regions. Let's get this party started and have some fun and break down these builds. So for the Wood Elves, going to be a lot of Daka, some Daka, and some more heavy-duty Daka. So we have Hawkeyes of Drakira, double Way Watchers, and these things are certainly going to hit very hard. Granted, most Chaos players are going to be expecting some sort of missile play, so they are going to be going super wide with shielded units and characters like Sigvald, which are very tough to snipe. But even still, the Way Watchers certainly can find some targets, and they can also hit things in the side and the back if they get good angles and can melt them. But I'm wondering if the Way Watchers are a bit of a tech against aspiring champions. Yes, they do have silver shields, but I wonder if like the low model count and high HP per model could maybe lead to these things being effective against the new kind of meta of aspiring champions of Chaos. Interesting. Up in the sky, we got Sisters of Twilight, obviously a pretty powerful fighter. Breath attacks are extremely effective against these Chaos Warrior infantry. And one of the downsides of going super wide with Chaos is it does open you up to some vulnerabilities from like dragons and monsters, because you're going wide to avoid the missiles, but then you don't have anything big yourself to really fight such monsters. But typically it's always kind of been that way. Like the old meta for Chaos into Wood Elves and Warhammer 2 was basically just super wide warriors, Sigvald, Chaos Knights, push it down, bring a couple Marauder Horsemen and Throwing Axes to maybe help out with monsters. So in the back, we got War Dancers, couple Spears, Spell Swingers of Life, and I think that's it. Yeah, so it's going to be War Dancers. And this one's going to be quick. We're on Battle for Itza. Battle for Itza is a map. I actually like it quite a bit. Of course it's a map. Quite an obvious statement, but it's a map that CA did that I actually like a lot. Makes for these really quick, fast battles, and I think it's really good for like testing out builds with your pals too, because the battle gets going very quickly. So if you just want to see if something works in a bit of a quick simulation, you can usually figure it out. So is there going to be a breath attack already? Now, Hawkeyes of Drakira, wow, those Chaos Warrior Hell Scourges, it's like they don't even have shields. Oh my god, yeah, that's a lot of damage. So yeah, just kind of melting these elite Chaos Infantry, and some of them are going after the aspiring champions here, which don't appear to be doing too much damage. So maybe shooting into the Chaos Warriors is going to be the right call. Aspiring champions should get smashed pretty heavily by ye old, what is my brain thinking? It's been a long day. But they should get smashed pretty badly by like Blade Singers. War Dancers might even trade okay into them. Granted, War Dancers might lack the armor piercing. So now Sigvald's getting into the backfield a little bit. So there he goes. Smoke Bomb active from the Hawkeyes of Drakira. Going to be slowing down your boy Sigvald to 16 speed. Still looking extra fabulous as he walks with that 16 speed. But he will be pulling back. And the Wood Elves are going to be trying to value trade a little bit before they try and push the objectives. Now, I thought the Sisters might go for an engagement right there, but most likely just going to go after these Chaos Warriors, try and get some freebies there. And in the back, yes, we get the Blade Singers coming in. So Blade Singers could potentially be a pretty nasty option against these aspiring champs. Up in the high ground, Marauders chasing down the Spears, but really good micro from the Elf player. So you notice how he's like pulling back, trying to overextend his opponent's forces and make sure that he is the one getting the optimal engagements, which is how you usually should play if you're the faster faction. You want to make sure that when you do take those engagements, it's going to be favoring your units. So Sigvald is hunting, having a little bit of a problem, and the Sisters of Twilight should definitely beat Sigvald in combat. I mean, it's a big dragon. It might take a long time, maybe like 10 years, but eventually they'll get the job done. So Blade Singers with the Shadow's Coil active actually managed to intercept 2 units. So aspiring champions get caught here, and the Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh, they're going to be a tough one. 54 melee defense poison, certainly no joke. And some sort of witchcraft is going down. Is that going to be a Dwellers Below going down? It is a Dwellers Below. Supporting the Blade Singer, certainly not a bad idea. And the earth reaches up, dragging the filthy Slaanesh heretics back to the pits from whence they came. Although it ends up doing a little bit of friendly fire damage, it looks like, as the Blade Singers do pull back. Yeah, they do. And Chaos is really pressing super hard. And now Outer Region does have a pretty heavy-duty triple cap right here. But the Wood Elves are up very heavily in value. Burning Head going down from Chaos, nice cast. Does hit some Eternal Guard as the Chaos Warriors move in. Slaanesh Warriors on the run, Chaos Trolls on the run as well. And they are the armored Chaos Trolls, and they still have 16 of 16 models. So they could potentially heal their healing cap if they are left back to heal, which I would imagine they'll certainly be doing. So I've seen this one many times over. We do see Chaos Warriors hunting down the Way Watchers. I wonder if the Wood Elf player is going to be calling out some Stag Knights or something to come and try and steamroll these Chaos Warriors. I mean, it certainly could be an option. Speak of the devil, and they shall appear. As we see the big cavalry coming in, and boom, the Christmas calves showing no mercy against these Chaos Warriors. And yeah, Lost Sylvan Knights are pretty heavy metal and definitely are very good at killing armor. You can see they just cut through those Chaos Warriors like butter. And I believe they got the fix in Warhammer 3, or not the fix, but the update, that they do 100% armor piercing damage. There was some ethereal units that did and some that didn't, but now I'm pretty sure they all do. So yeah, excellent at killing armor, obviously. They completely ignore it. Up on the high ground, Chaos Warriors holding on with some Marauders on this point. We do see the Slaanesh Heretics coming back in, so the Hellscourge boys going to be engaging these Eternal Guard, but the real epicenter of the battle is here in the middle. As Chaos clearly, I think, knows that they're not going to be winning on value trading here against Charix's forces, So what Outer Region is doing is what I like to call a stuff strategy, where basically you just push your opponent back and back, and it's kind of like when you realize things might not go well for you in trading, you can at least sacrifice resources to accrue a points lead. Granted, on this map, it's going to be tricky. Oh man, and those Chaos Knights of Khorne moving in, we're just getting peppered by the Hawkeyes of Jakira, and it looks like the Christmas Cavalry might be able to come over and intercept. Uh-oh, this is not going to be good. So they get peeled off by the Lost Sylvan Knights, and now that they're just going to get shot in the back with no shields, oh my god, so much damage. Those Khornate Champions getting melted by the combination of the Lost Sylvan Knights and those Way Watchers here. Honestly, this is a pretty serious masterclass of Wood Elf play and Chaos play as well, but, you know, obviously this is catching them off guard a little bit here as the War Dancers continue moving. Here we see Sigvald duking it out with the old Sisters of Twilight here. And yeah, Sigvald actually takes down the caster, so good on him. He got a pretty good engagement, did take down the Wood Elf caster, and is occupying a much more expensive lord. So Sigvald himself is doing very good. I mean, taking down the Spellsinger, occupying the Sisters of Twilight, keeping the terror away from the rest of your army is obviously very, very strong. But can Chaos hold on to the points long enough? I don't know if they're going to be able to. We got 2 Dryads moving up here. Dryads, of course, have pretty good killing power, 40 weapon strength, going to be very good against the Marauders. And Marauders would lose pretty decisively against Dryads in the first place. We see some Horsemen coming in, not a bad idea. We could get some incremental kind of chipping value, also bounce around the edges of the objective to maintain some capture weight. But at the end of the day, I think the Dryads are probably going to flip this one, despite eating some javelins to the face here. Lost Sylvan Knights terror routing some of the trolls, and probably should be able to easily cut through these Chaos Warriors. We also have War Dancers up here, not having a great fight. Armored Chaos Trolls should give War Dancers the business. War Dancers do like their bonus force infantry, and they also don't have the best armor piercing, but trolls, you know, and terror and big scary ghosts, certainly something that doesn't go together terribly well, as we're most likely will see some terror outs here in the next 30 seconds coming in on these Chaos Trolls, especially since Lost Sylvan Knights are just punching through pretty much all of their armor, so what you're paying for in the armor really isn't helping them out too much. Archers moving up, melting these Horsemen, so those Marauder Horsemen getting absolutely punished by the Wood Elf Archers here. And a terror route was probably going to be going down in the next like 5 or 10 seconds, I would imagine. At least on one of these. It depends. Oh, maybe not if they run. So like Lost Sylvan Knights opting to pull back here. Granted, they maybe could have gotten a terror route, but coming in and just charging these Marauders and freeing up all your Archers to shoot probably is the optimal play here. As Glade Riders of Spears are going to be continuing to hunt down the Marauder Skirmishers that are out in the battlefield. Dryads, of course, going to be having favorable engagements here. And yeah, I do like the Horseman play from Outer Region. I think that's like a nice scrap back mechanic. You know, get those bad boys in there, accrue some value. You're ahead on points. You don't need to panic. You have the Troll healing. You have Sigvald healing. But it's going to be tough. Those Dryads are going to be trading pretty favorably. Sigvald, though, he's still he's hangry. I was supposed to say hangry. Maybe I'm hungry. But he's holding it down, man. And he did not take any of the business from the Sisters. Got down to about half health, close to his healing cap, but still could make his way back towards the objectives and start to make a difference there. So Wood Elves anchoring this one down. Armored Trolls coming. Where are the Sisters of Twilight going to go? Looks like they're going to try and finish off that Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, which is definitely an excellent choice. Getting Burning Head off the battlefield should be a big priority when you're playing the Wood Elves, if possible. Sylvan Knights here, still not able to break these Armored Trolls. It looks like another unit of Blade Singers coming in, so Blade Singers might be able to make the difference here. And yeah, there's the terror route, the overwhelming numbers. Both Trolls going to be folding up like a piece of paper. Marauder Horsemen trying to get value back. Currently, Charix is up about 10.5 to 8, but without a region, Sigvald healing and Troll healing, it's probably about a 1,500, maybe like a 1,500 value lead for Charix here. So game is certainly closer, but I do think that the Wood Elves are certainly in a state of advantage right now in most regards. Yeah, they're down on points, but we got Way Watchers rolling with pretty healthy amounts of ammunition. Nice Marauder pursuit here. Certainly going to be forcing your opponent to micro and not, auto shoot and be lazy with the auto fire. One of the reasons why I don't play a lot of these very finesse factions is I don't know if I would be like disciplined enough to have them on, fire at will off, right? Blade Singers versus Sigvald might do pretty well here. We do see some Marauder Horsemen moving in, but only 14 leadership. One more volley from the Way Watchers, probably going to be polishing them off, or at least getting them to run, especially with the Hawkeyes of Jakira having a leadership punishment ability. Forsaken on their way in. Forsaken Chaos have always been kind of another staple in this matchup. Incredibly quick with 46 speed, so one of the few infantry choices Chaos have that can keep up with many of the Wood Elf infantry choices. They hit extremely hard against light armor also, so if you get them against War Dancers, they'll probably trade okay. Blade Singers will be a bit of a harder fight for them, but even still, dude, look at Sigvald, man. He is just not going quietly. Taking a bit of HP off the Sisters. Granted, the Sisters do have the Conjoined Destiny, so if you guys are newer to the game, when they get very low, it triggers like this like Dragon Ball Z like healing effect where they charge up, and then when the 5 episodes have passed and they've moved maybe 5 inches, then they start to heal. So high ground objective owned by Dryads, middle objective owned by the hard wood, and this objective looks to be very wooded as well. And maybe the Sisters of Twilight will finally get their victory over Prince Sigvald, 1700 to 24. The Forest Dragon, of course, applying poison to Sigvald is very strong. Forsaken getting a little bit beat up here by the War Dancers and the Dwellers below, but they do manage to break through the Dryads. Lost Sylvan Knights just being a menace this entire game. Look at these things, just on death's bed with their ghosts, and they don't care. They break down those Chaos Trolls like it's nobody's business. More Armored Chaos Trolls coming in, but maybe, I can't help but think maybe Armored Chaos Trolls aren't like that. Although they are pretty good against War Dancers, which are like super meta, right? So I wonder if like there's a better choice for the Chaos Warriors than like the Armored Chaos Troll in this matchup. Like I think Armored Chaos Trolls are one of the best units on the roster, but I've been kind of like, I was trying them against High Elves recently and not having the most success. Oh man, Sigvald at 500 HP. Are we gonna see a rare sighting of Prince Sigvald actually getting taken out? Okay, 241. The dragon gets the pound. Sigvald gets knocked over, so he doesn't take the attack there. The dragon's gonna continue its attack. And yes, now you see the Dragon Ball Z thing. When that fully channels. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, did you see that? Did you guys see that? The dragon picked up Sigvald in its mouth and slammed him against the ground. I've never seen that sync animation. Oh my god, what was that? Holy shit, that was the coolest thing ever. I'm glad we got to witness that together. Oh my god. I've never seen that one. So the forest dragon like picked up Sigvald in its mouth and was like slamming it around like Hulk and Loki. Oh man, that was great. What an epic ending. GG, well played. I'm so glad we caught that. See, it's little things like the spice of life in Total War that you just keep it fresh, you know? Like I've been covering this game for years and I've never seen that. I've never seen that sync animation with Sigvald getting picked up. It's pretty rare that the sync animations happen with those like legendary characters, but man, that was cool. And honestly, that was a straight up masterclass by the Wood Elves. Straight up masterclass. That was insanely good. And you know, for Outer Region, I wouldn't have expected to build quite like this either. Like I would expect the Wood Elves to try something different than this. Like yeah, the meta is Bladesinger War Dancer Rush. And now that I'm sure Outer Region has seen it, he's a top tier player. He's going to go back to the drawing board and figure out a counter, I'm sure. So GG, well played. See you guys next time. And yeah, that's it for today. Cheers.